Hello, it's Jay here again, and welcome to another video. So, in this lesson, we're just going to carry on from where we left off in the last video. I know it's been a while, I apologise for that, but nevertheless, we're still going to just continue on with setting up the scene. So, in the last video, we got these references in place there for for us alone, not for the player. So we set them to deactivate on startup, which you can see here. Let's just stop that there. I also had this cube here that was for testing. Let's delete that, and now we're going to come to the empty play area, and we'll create of type cube. We'll just reset the position, and what we're going to do, we're going to move it to this back corner here. This is reference A1. So the X value will be -4, 0, and then 5 on the Z axis. And let's now come to this cube. And what we're going to do, we're going to half the scale on all the axes, so it sits nicely within that cube, that play area cube. And there's one last thing we need to do for now, and that is come to the box collider. We're going to set is trigger, and then we're just going to duplicate that. So we'll need a value of 4 this time on the Z axis for position, and then we'll just duplicate again, each time coming down a value of 1. So let's just keep going. And we're going to duplicate it until we have enough to fill the whole row. And we're just going to have to keep going. So we got to 0, now I'll have to go to -1. And then -2. And it'll be -3 and 4 for the last two. So now we have cubes all in position exactly where we want them. They're all set. Their box collider is triggered because it's duplicated. Let's create of type. We'll create of type and empty. Let's reset the position. Doesn't really matter. Just looks tidier. And we'll give this a name of, let's have A_row. And I'll use I. In fact, I'll put on I_level. And then we can select all these cubes and drag and drop them onto that empty game object. And this will just make things easier now, because we'll just duplicate that. And I'm sorry, I've forgotten to do something. I've forgotten to add the tag for these. So let's just, in fact, I'll just delete that duplicate. Let's come, we've got a row on I level, and its I is in the letter I. Let's come to the tag. let's add a tag of position, and I'm just going to add that tag to all the cubes. Apologies for missing that. I've actually tried to record this video a few times now. I've had a few technical problems, so you'll have to forgive me if I make the odd mistake, because my head's just swimming now with all the issues and the attempts, but hopefully this one seems to be alright, so let's keep going. Oh, we have tags on all the cubes now, and now we can select the game object they're all under. A row on eye level, let's duplicate that. And what we're going to do is just come to the cubes inside there, and this time we're going to look at moving them on the x-axis. So the first one is -4, we'll set that to -3, and we're just going to do the same for all the others. So let's have a look. -3, -2. Sorry, it should be -3 on all. I'm counting down again. Obviously, it's because we're just moving them over one. It's actually the z-axis that counts down. Oh. Right, so all of those have been set to -3 on the x-axis. And now we'll change the naming convention of this, and this is going to be the B row on eye level. And I'm using eye level as a reference to the Roman numbers, which I know isn't technically accurate, you know, but we tend to draw them like an eye shape, so that's what I'm going to use, just to try and differentiate itself from the letters. It's a pain, it's just one of those things, but what I'm going to do is we need to do this for each one of the rows down here. So if I just duplicate that again, so again we're just going to come to the x-axis and we're just going to have one less. So -3 now becomes -2, and we do the same thing until we hit 0, then it becomes 1, 2, 3. I'm going to actually pause the recording and I'm just going to fill out this lower level. And then I'll come back to you, because I'm sure you're all capable of doing this. You don't need me to talk you through every single cube. So I'll pause the video. Welcome back, and as you can see, I've now filled out that entire bottom level. Now, don't worry if you think this looks a little odd at minute and will be distracting. What we're going to do with each one of these cubes, we're going to disable the mesh renderer on startup, not the object itself, just the renderer. So just like the references here, they will not be seen when the game actually plays. So that is very important, and obviously come above and just check that every single one is actually filled, every single square, and that's the entire lower level done. Now we will have to do this for all the levels. Now obviously if you want to apply a different texture to the cubes for each level, you know, you can do, that's perfectly fine. So if you wanted to assign a red texture for all the lower ones, you can do that, and then I have all yellow for the next one, and so on and so forth. That's entirely up to you. I'm just going to leave it as it is for the moment. So what we'll do now is, now we've got all of these in place, we'll actually pick this up in the next lesson, and we'll begin deactivating all the mesh renderers, and we'll go through a little bit more of the setup we're going to need. But as I say, we'll leave it here for now, so just want to keep it short this first video back, and I'll see you very shortly in the next one. So until then, as always, bye for now.